In addition, we will create an ultra-streamlined federal regulatory framework specifically for freedom cities.
What's up, everyone? Coach D Speaks here. So, Donald Trump says a lot of crazy stuff. And he posts a lot of crazy things, and he will come, and do speeches and just say some of the most outlandish stuff. But one thing you have to realize about Donald Trump is that within him saying a lot of that crazy stuff, he's actually giving you exactly what he's thinking and exactly what he's going to do if he is allowed to be put in power again. So this whole statement about freedom cities it's deeper than you guys think, because you really have to understand, like, Donald Trump, the history of this country, our ideology on regulations and things like that, to understand that when he says these things, that there is an underlining meaning to what he is saying. And, him saying a lot of crazy things shouldn't distract you from the fact that when he says these things, a lot of times he means it. And so this here little small 20-second clip of him talking about, what he wants to create when he becomes president in 2024, I don't think it's getting enough attention. So listen to it, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to explain to you guys exactly what he's saying in this clip. Check it out.
In addition, we will create an ultra-streamlined federal regulatory framework.
An ultra-streamlined federal regulatory framework. Everything's ultra for them, first of all. I mean, they're ultra MAGAs. But this ultra streamlined federal regulatory framework that he's talking about means that there will be no regulations. What he's saying is that companies in these freedom cities will be able to get things done minus regulations. They won't have to worry about safety of their employees. They won't have to worry about safety of the communities where these manufacturing businesses are going to be built. These places are going to be places that the ultra MAGA crowd love. They love manufacturing jobs where they don't have to worry about safety or pollution or anything, because they've gotten people to believe that in order for you to be a real patriotic American, you have to be one who is willing to put their life on the line for capitalism. You have to be someone who is willing to work a 12-hour shift with, who cares if you have to wear helmets or anything? Who cares if there has to be any regulation on how much chemicals go into, the materials that you're using? Who cares about all that? We're going to streamline these businesses so that we can get people just get them to work. We're not going to deal with the red tape that keeps people safe. We're going to get you to work. So understand, when Donald Trump says he wants to create a place where they can streamline federal regulations, he's saying that your safety is no longer important to them. He's saying that what is important is that people work and money is being made.
Specifically for freedom cities, allowing them to be true frontiers for the return of U.S. manufacturing.
You really have to think a little bit about what Republicans and Donald Trump consider freedom. They consider freedom having the freedom to not care. Freedom to not have to care about your safety. Freedom to not have to care about public safety. Freedom to not have to care about your working conditions. Freedom to not have to care about the wages that you make. Freedom to not have to care about how many hours that you work without a break, or, freedom to not have to care about how much vacation time you get. Freedom to not have to care about how much time you get with your family. Freedom to not have to care about maternity leave. Freedom to not have to care about how your kids are being taken care of while they're in school. Freedom to not have to care about anything. When he talks about freedom cities, he is talking about places where he can just make you work without caring about anything. Like, this return to manufacturing jobs that he's talking about, manufacturing, or American manufacturing, took a hit when regulations came into play. We have OSHA, we have health inspectors, we have, people who make sure that working conditions are safe. And Republicans don't like that, because that puts a hitch in how much money can be made. They want freedom from all of that. So when he talks about freedom cities and a return to American manufacturing, he's talking about going back to the days where there was no regulations at all, where you'll just literally have to work a 12 to 15 hour shift every day. And if you're lucky, if you don't die at the job, you might get to retire sometime around 80.
The invention of new industries, the rebirth of economic opportunity and safe and affordable living.
The invention of new industries and the rebirth of economic opportunity. It always tickles me that the people, the Republicans who talk the most about hard work, and waking up in the morning and getting in a hard day's work, are a bunch of politicians who don't do that at all. I recently watched Carrie Lake in Iowa talk about how she has Iowa blood running through her veins, and she remembers the days of waking up and going and putting in some hard work like Iowans do. Carrie Lake spends most of her time traveling around on your dime and hanging out and partying in Mar-a-Lago with Donald Trump. These people always talk about a hard day's work and blue collar workers, but they don't do that type of work, and they would never allow their children to do that type of work either. But they want it for you, of course. They want to streamline businesses and manufacturing opportunities with zero regulations for you and your children, but they would never do it, and they would never allow their children to do it. And then he talks about safe neighborhoods. And for years, that has been nothing but a dog whistle to white people to let them know that in your neighborhoods, we're going to keep the minorities out. He has said that basically explicitly so many times. And here's the thing. The Republican Party is 89% white. It is 89% white. So when you have people like Donald Trump and Marjorie Taylor Greene and Carrie Lake and Lauren Boebert talking about safe cities and keeping your suburban neighborhood cities safe, and, Christian nationalism and white nationalism, that's not even a dog whistle. They're yelling to the people who support their party, 89% white people, that we have your back. Make no mistake about it. You can try to argue with me about this. You can try to rationalize it all you want. But when a party is made up of 89% white people, you better damn sure believe that they're going to 100% back them up. They're going to definitely try to advocate for them. That is who they are talking to. So when Donald Trump says that he is going to keep cities safe, and he talks about a return to U.S. manufacturing, freedom cities, this is not by mistake. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows exactly who his supporters are. And this is your Republican Party. Period.
The best part of waking up? MAGA tears in my cup. Check out the new MAGA tears mug available now at store.MeidasTouch.com. That's store.MeidasTouch.com. It's 100% union made right here in the USA. I know I'm not tired of winning yet. How about you? Get yours today.